Esoteric Psychology Vol II Treatise on the Seven Rays Vol II by Alice A. Bailey. Chapter I The Egoic Ray I. The growth of soul influence. Before taking up our subject as outlined at the close of the previous volume, I would like to speak a word as to the symbolism we will employ in discussing egoic and personality control. All that is said in this connection is in an attempt to define and consider that which is really undefinable and which is so elusive and subtle that though we may call it energy or force, those words ill convey the true idea. We must, therefore, bear in mind that, as we read and consider this treatise on psychology, we are talking in symbols. This is necessarily so, for we are dealing with the expression of divinity in time and space, and until man is consciously aware of his divinity and demonstrating it, it is not possible to do more than speak in parable and metaphor with symbolic intent to be ascertained through the medium of the mystical perception and the wisdom of the enlightened man. As is often glibly said with little real understanding of the significance of the words used, we are dealing with forces and energies. These, as they cyclically run their course and play upon and intermingle with other energies and potencies, produce those forms in matter and substance, which constitute the appearance and express the quality of the great all-enfolding lives and of the life in which all lives and moves and has its being. The unfoldment of the human consciousness is signalized sequentially by the recognition of life after life, of being after being, and the realization that these lives are in themselves the sum total of all the potencies and energies whose will is to create and to manifest. In dealing, however, with these energies and forces, it is impossible to express their appearance, quality and purpose except in symbolic form, and the following points should therefore be remembered. 1. The personality consciousness is that of the third aspect of divinity, the creator aspect. This works in matter and substance in order to create forms through which the quality may express itself and so demonstrate the nature of divinity on the plane of appearances. 2. The egoic consciousness is that of the second aspect of divinity, that of the soul, expressing itself as quality, and as the determining subjective color of the appearances. This naturally varies, according to the ability of the soul in any form, to master its vehicle, matter, and to express innate quality through the outer form. 3. The monadic consciousness is that of the first aspect of divinity, that which embodies divine life purpose, and intent, and which uses the soul in order to demonstrate through that soul the inherent purpose of God. It is this that determines the quality. The soul embodies that purpose and will of God as it expresses itself in 7 aspects. The monad expresses the same purpose as it exists, unified in the mind of God Himself. This is a form of words conveying practically nothing to the average thinker. As these 3 expressions of the one great life are realized by man on the physical plane, he begins to tune in consciously on the emerging plan of deity, and the whole story of the creative process becomes the story of God's realized purpose. In the first place, as the third aspect is consciously developed, man arrives at a knowledge of matter, of substance and of outer creative activity. Then he passes on to a realization of the underlying qualities, which the form is intended to reveal, and identifies himself with the ego, the soul or solar angel. This he comes to know as his true self, the real spiritual man. Later, he arrives at the realization of the purpose which is working out through the qualities, as they express themselves through the form. The above paragraphs are only a summation of what has been earlier said, but it is necessary that there should be real clarity of thought on these matters. It is apparent as we study how this entire sequential process of realization pivots around form manifestation, and has relation to the quality and purpose of the divine mind. This will inevitably be clear to the man who has studied the theme of a treatise on cosmic fire, which deals specifically with the creative process and with manifestation. It deals therefore with the outer personality expression of that great all-encompassing life, which we call God, for lack of a better term. We need to bear in mind that our universe, as far as the highest human consciousness can as yet conceive of it, is to be found on the 7 subplanes of the cosmic physical plane, and that our highest type of energy, embodying for us the purest expression of spirit, is but the force manifestation of the first subplane of the cosmic physical plane. We are dealing, therefore, as far as consciousness is concerned, with what might be regarded symbolically as the brain reaction, and response to cosmic purpose, the brain reaction of God Himself. In man, the microcosm, the objective of the evolutionary purpose for the 4th kingdom in nature is to enable man to manifest as a soul in time and space, and to tune in on the soul purpose and the plan of the Creator, as it is known and expressed by the 7 spirits before the throne, the 7 planetary logoi. But at this point we can only hint at a great mystery, which is that all that the highest of the sons of God on our manifested planetary world can grasp is a partial realization of the purpose and plan of the solar logos, as it is grasped, apprehended and expressed by one of the planetary logoi who is, in his place and term of office, conditioned and limited by his own peculiar point in evolution. A 7th part of the unfolding plan is being expressed by our particular planetary life, and because this great being is not one of the 7 sacred lives and is therefore not expressing himself through one of the 7 sacred planets, the plan as unfolded upon the earth is a part of a dual expression of purpose, and only as another non-sacred planet reaches its consummation can the whole plan for the earth be realized. This may not be easily understood, for, it has been said, only those who are initiate can grasp some of the significance of the statement that, the twain shall be one and together shall express divinity. All that concerns humanity at this time is the necessity for a revelation, and a gradual apprehension, of the plan which will enable man to a. Work consciously and intelligently, b. Realize the relation of form and quality to life, c. Produce that inner transmutation, which will bring into manifestation the 5th kingdom in nature, the kingdom of souls. All this has to be accomplished in the realm of conscious awareness or response, through the medium of steadily improving vehicles, or response mechanisms, and with the aid of spiritual understanding and interpretation. With the bigger questions we will not deal. With the consciousness of the life of God as it expresses itself in the 3 subhuman kingdoms, we need not concern ourselves. We shall deal entirely with the following 3 points. 1. With the strictly human consciousness, as it begins with the process of individualization, and consummates in the dominant personality. 2. With the egoic consciousness, which is that of the solar angel as it begins with the preparation for initiation on the path of discipleship and consummates in the perfected master. 3. With the monadic realization. This is a phrase that means absolutely nothing to us, for it concerns the consciousness of the planetary logos. This begins to be realized at the 3rd initiation, dominating the soul and working out through the personality. Man, the average human being, is a sum total of separative tendencies, of uncontrolled forces and of disunited energies, which slowly and gradually become coordinated, fused, and blended in the separative personality. Man, the solar angel, is the sum total of those energies and forces which are unified, blended and controlled by that tendency to harmony, which is the effect of love and the outstanding quality of divinity. Man, the living monad, is the veiled reality, and that which the angel of the presence hides. He is the synthetic expression of the purpose of God, symbolized through a revealed, divine quality and manifested through the form. Appearance, quality, life. Again this ancient triplicity confronts us. Symbolically speaking, this triplicity can be studied as 1. Man, the angel, The presence. 2. The root. The lotus. The fragrance. 3. The bush. The fire. The flame. The work of evolution, being part of the determination of deity, to express divinity through form, is necessarily, therefore, the task of revelation, and as far as man is concerned, this revelation works out as the growth of soul evolution and falls into 3 stages. 1. Individualization. Personality. 2. Initiation. Ego. 3. Identification. Monad. 1. The 3 stages of egoic growth. We must hold the following statements firmly in our minds. The personality is a triple combination of forces, impressing and absolutely controlling the 4th aspect of the personality, which is the dense physical body. The 3 personality types of energy are the etheric body, which is the vehicle of vital energy, the astral body, which is the vehicle of the feeling energy, or sentient force, and the mental body, which is the vehicle of the intelligent energy of will that is destined to be the dominant creative aspect. It is upon this truth that Christian Science has laid the emphasis. These forces constitute the lower man. The solar angel is a dual combination of energies, the energy of love, and the energy of will or purpose, and these are the qualities of the life thread. These 2, when dominating the 3rd energy of mind, produce the perfect man. They explain the human problem. They indicate the objective before man. They account for and explain the energy of illusion. And they point out the way of psychological unfoldment, which leads man, from the triangle of triplicity and differentiation, through duality to unity. These truths are practical, and hence we find today such dominant emphasis laid upon the understanding of the plan amongst esotericists. Hence likewise the work of the psychologists as they seek to interpret man, and hence also their differentiations as to the human apparatus, so that man is seen as it were dissected into his component parts. The recognition is emerging that it is man's quality which outwardly determines his place on the ladder of evolution, but modern psychology of the extreme materialistic school erroneously supposes that man's quality is determined by his mechanism, whereas the reverse condition is the determining factor. Disciples have the problem of expressing the duality of love and will through the personality. This statement is a true enunciation of the goal for the disciple. The initiate has the objective of expressing the will of God through developed love and a wise use of the intelligence. The above preamble lays the ground for the definition of the 3 stages of egoic growth. What, therefore, is individualization from the standpoint of the psychological unfoldment of man? It is the focusing of the lowest aspect of the soul, which is that of the creative intelligence, so that it can express itself through the form nature. It will eventually be the first aspect of divinity thus to express itself. It is the emergence into manifestation of the specific quality of the solar angel through the appropriation, by that angel, of a sheath or sheaths, which thus constitute its appearance. It is the initial imposition of an applied directed energy upon that triple force aggregation which we call the form nature of man. The individual, on the way to full